Good day, gamers. Fortain here, and welcome to episode 27 of Minecraft StoneBlock. Hello, everyone. Oh, I am doing well, and I hope you're doing well as well. Like I said, today we're going to be starting up on episode 27. We're going to be pausing our progress towards the largest reborn storage disk drive that we can make. For the primary reason of we have a bit of a bottleneck, and that is the ability that I currently have to get redstone. Now, we've got a few different methods that we've been using to get redstone. We've been sieving for redstone, which has been getting a fair amount, but is also getting things that I just am not needing right now, like the sky stone or the crushed black quartz. We do also have our chickens going. We have one in the hatchery nesting pen that's making redstone, and we also have one in the roost which is making redstone, and that has been very helpful. But there are definitely other ways for us to be able to make redstone, and these are working well. The sieving was working well, but I'm just kind of getting a lot of stuff from sieving that I either don't want right now or just have no use for. So instead of just sieving more stuff, we are going to be sieving. But in addition to that, let's go ahead and get access to two other methods that we'll have for getting redstone through Mystic Agriculture and Botania. Now, these methods will also allow us to get other materials in addition to redstone, but we're mostly going to be focusing on using it to get redstone at the moment and exploring the other things we can get with them kind of as we go. The first thing that I want to do, however, is I want to set up one of my 1010 chicken eggs to hatch. We've had a 999 chicken for a while. With a 1010 chicken, this is a platinum chicken. We've had a 999 platinum chicken for a while, and we've had a 1010 platinum chicken egg for a while. I just haven't actually grown it up into a 1010 chicken just because I'm kind of running out of room in this crate here, which is, again, one of the reasons that we're working towards the digital storage system. But I'm going to be needing a fair amount of platinum to be able to make Inderium alloy, which is going to be used to upgrade some of the machines that I'm using in, I believe it's Thermal Foundation. So, since this is at the moment, the only method I have for gaining platinum, we'll go ahead and have this platinum chicken egg start becoming a 1010 chicken while we work on other things. So, like I said, first thing we're going to do is a bunch of stuff in Mystic Agriculture. Now, we've actually done a little bit of stuff in Mystic Agriculture as is, just with some of the incidental things we've been doing. We've sieved some prosperity shards in the past, got the prosperity quest. We've gotten some Infernium essence by killing some of the, or culling some of the in progress chickens we've been making before, as well as the occasional kill from like killing stuff in the nether, killing creatures downstairs in the mob spawner, things like that. But now it's time to actually go ahead and start progressing through as far into this as we can. We're definitely not going to hit the end, but we'll get as far as we can, with the main goal getting up to, I believe it is the tier 3 crafting seeds that will allow us to make the redstone seeds. With that being said, let's go ahead and grab the Infernium essence that we currently have. We also have a tiny bit of Supremium essence. We got this from killing a couple other creatures in the mob grinder. We can also go ahead and grab, off camera, I was doing some mining in the nether and managed to get some nether Infernium ore. There's still a bunch more in the nether to get, so this is nowhere near all of it. But I was able to grab some of it ahead of time just to have it, and that way we can go ahead and start utilizing it for today's episode. So let's take this to begin with downstairs, and we're going to put it through our, I believe it's the enrichment chamber, is going to get us the most amount of Infernium essence from it. At least that I have access to right now. If we take a look, Yeah, the pulverizer gets us 5. The tectonic initiator gets us 7, but it also requires tectonic petrothium as well as the tectonic initiator. It's basically an augment for the pulverizer, excuse me. So it requires a material that I haven't made yet, as well as a pulverizer and an augment I haven't made yet. But if we take a look at the enrichment chamber, it just gets a 6 straight on. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just use that. I will be making the pulverizer later on, but for now, I can just go ahead and use the enrichment chamber and get the most that I can. Again, we're not going to be making everything that we can right now. We just don't have enough inferium essence. But we'll be able to make some of the things, and I'm going to try and be somewhat judicious with the crafting of it, just to make sure that I don't like waste a bunch on something that I'm not using right now. At least as best as I can. Just keeping an eye on the egg here. We are at 43%. Cool. So, if we take a look, better questing, Mystic Agriculture. We need to make the infusion stone. It's needed to craft the next tier in essences. The infusion crystal is inferium essence, prosperity shards, and a diamond. We have plenty of all of those. So, grab ourselves a diamond. We'll grab a little bit of prosperity shards here. We'll grab maybe that many blocks of prosperity just to open up 4 extra shards. In fact, let's do that. So we need to make our first, there it is, the infusion crystal. It has 1,000 uses to it, so it's going to last for a good while. That gets our quest done. We claim our useless loot chest. Toss that away. And then we take a look at the next quest. Now we can, if we want to, go ahead and make the Master Infusion Stone. Does the same thing as a regular Infusion Stone, except that it's unbreakable. And that takes the Supremium Essence that we had gotten before from killing some of the creatures in the mob grinder. I don't want to make that just yet. I want to save using the Supremium Essence for if I need to do something specific while I'm going down these chains. Plus, since I haven't gotten any of it yet, or had the ability to make it yet, I don't want to use what we got until I have the ability to make some more, if that makes sense. So, taking a look at the quest line here, we need to make some basic essence ingots. So just a crafting material, and it's simple to make. Prosperity shards, iron ingot, makes a base essence ingot. Those are used to make mystical machine frames, some fertilization cores, basically the cores to make certain tools work. You can also smelt it in the smeltery to make molten base essence, which from there you can make base essence sharpening kits, the usual stuff from Tinker's Construct. So we need, let's just make 1 for right now. Again, we're not going to be going through and making all the stuff. We're not going to be going through and making all the stuff that we need from each tier right now. I simply don't have the materials to do so. So I'm just going to make this one, and we'll upgrade this as we go. There we go, base essence ingot. Claim that. Put away the loot chest. And then our next quest is to make the base crafting seed. Crafting material once again. And it's simply a seed with some prosperity shards. And this seed is used to make the tier 1 crafting seed. All right. Easily done. We take a seed. Prosperity shards. And we get our base crafting seed. We'll be making a few of those as we go through this quest chain, but I'm only going to make what I need. Claim our loot chest. Put that away, and I believe our chicken should be pretty close to being grown up, if not very close. 90%. Okay. We'll just hold here for a second. Let's see. The Inferium ingot. Crafting material, once again, it is going to be some base essence with base essence ingot with some Inferium essence. Makes the Inferium ingot, and that's used to make the basic watering can, the next level of ingots, and then all of the Inferium level tools. Pickaxe, axe, sword, bow, shears, and armor. It's going to be easy to make. We just take our base essence ingot, add a little Inferium, and we got the Inferium ingot. Ta-da! Done. Claim our loot chest. There's our chicken. Let me grab some of these seeds, and we'll get our platinum chicken to be an adult. There we go. Wait for it to finish growing up. And we'll place it in the hatcheries with the rest of the chickens. There we are. Boop. Platinum chicken. All right, excellent. Continuing on in Mystic Agriculture, we have our next quest. We need to make the Tier 1 crafting seed, and then we'll be making some Prudentium. So the Tier 1 crafting seed is simply surrounding the base crafting seed with some Inferium essence, like so. There we go, Tier 1 crafting seed. Go ahead and complete that quest. Claim the loot chest. Put it away. And now we take a look. So the Tier 1 crafting seed is used to make Tier 2s, of course. Stone seeds, dirt seeds, nature seeds, which requires cactus, pumpkin, wheat, and sugarcane. I don't have access to a couple of these at the moment just yet. I haven't set up the ability to grow them. But let's take a look. Wood, water, easy. Ice, and zombie seeds. So zombie seeds and the different types of creature drop seeds all require creature chunks. So zombie chunks, pig chunks, cow chunks, spider chunks. To get those, I'm going to need to make the Solium dagger, and I will make it later on. So any seed that requires the chunks, I'll probably do next time. But for now, we can make some of these. So we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, let's say 5 of these Tier 1 crafting seeds. Cool. Let's go ahead and make 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll make... Perfect. So we got 5 Tier 1 crafting seeds. We can make a stone seed. We can make a dirt seed, which I don't have any dirt on me at the moment. But I can get some from downstairs. Let's see. Tier 1. We have ourselves a stone seed. Very nice. I will crush this stone into dirt and be able to make the dirt seed. We'll grab some wood. There we go. 4 logs of any type of wood becomes the wood seed. Got it. For the water seed, I'm actually going to need 4 water buckets. Now, here's a question. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes this fresh water can be used instead. Will that work for this? Let's see if I do the things manually. Nope, that's fine. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Like I said, the fresh water is kind of wonky like that. But we only currently have 1 bucket. I normally don't keep more than 1 or 2 buckets just because... There we go. Just because I don't need to be transporting that much of a single, of a liquid without just like using tanks. So we'll go ahead and make some extra buckets. Any that hang around for a while, I'll probably use to craft other things, or worst comes to worst, I can just convert them back into ECM later on. Bloop, 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 and bloop. Perfect. We can now make ourselves a water seed. Very nice. Head back to our main room. The last seed that we can make with the tier 1 beyond nature and zombie is the ice seed. I can... Yes. Boop, 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 boop. I can take these snowballs, convert them into snow blocks, and then toss these snow blocks. Did I do any more? Let's see, just make sure. Nope, that's fine. I can use the compressor that we have downstairs that we made last time, thinking it was one thing, when it was actually another. We can convert this snow into ice blocks and then make the ice seeds. So, Mystic Agriculture, each of the different plants gets you an essence. You use that essence to make different things based on that essence. So, for example, the stone essence, you can make 32 cobblestone, you can make 32 stone, you can make granite along with nether quartz essence, diorite, andesite, cracked stone, you can make flint or gravel, you can make moss stone or mossy stone bricks. So it's a nice way to essentially, from a plant, get infinite of these materials. I know I've mentioned this in the past, but it's always interesting to me to see when mod pack authors make a mod pack where they place certain mods within the pack. For example, back in Regrowth, Mystic Agriculture was a pretty early on thing. You got access to even the basic version of it pretty quickly into Regrowth, and then you just continued to build upon it as you go. It was like the main way to get all the different materials in Regrowth. Whereas in SevTech Ages, it was a very end game thing. Like, you've gone through all of the ages, you've gone to space and back and other dimensions. Now you can start growing all your materials. Here you go. So it's always interesting to me to see where the different mod pack authors, place things. Sometimes you'll get Mechanism very early on. Sometimes you'll get a basic version of Mechanism early, and then all the really good stuff is endgame. It all depends on what kind of progress they want to have. So let's go ahead and make our ice seed. There we go. So we have stone, wood, water, and ice. Oh yes, I wanted to crush the stone into dirt so I can make the dirt seed. And then we'll go plant these seeds. That's right. Down we go. My elite crusher. We have our cobblestone. We have our gravel. And we have our dirt. Perfect. Tier 1 crafting seed. Dirt seed. Excellent. So beyond nature and zombie, we've now made all of the tier 1 seeds that are available. I believe we can also, using this Infernium essence, actually make an Infernium seed. We can definitely make things like Infernium apples and Infernium coal, which increases the burn time of the coal. But because I don't have a good way to get a lot of Infernium essence quickly, I'm going to pass on that for right now. Let's see. We can make Infernium seeds, which will allow us to grow Infernium, which I will definitely do momentarily. So yeah, let's actually go ahead and do that. We'll take one seed, surround it with Infernium essence, and there we go, a tier 1 Infernium seed. Now we can actually upgrade the tier of this seed by increasingly encasing it in the different essences. And the higher the tier of Infernium seed, the more Infernium essence we get when it's time to harvest it. I don't believe there is any actual, like, no. The higher tier essences, Prudentium, Intermedium, Superium, and stuff, there's no seed to grow those. That's fine. So let's go ahead and plant the first 5 seeds that we made, and we'll continue on. Got ourselves our nice garden here. We'll just use this spot here. So we have dirt seeds, ice seeds, we have water and wood, and then stone. These are in no particular order. And it looks like they are getting the extra bonuses from the sprinkler here from Cyclic, as well as the bone meal effects from the hatchery fertilized dirt. Very nice. We'll let those grow and continue on. Now, those are seeds that I don't really need the essences of right now. So again, I'm not like focusing on getting a ton of essence from them. But once I have my full growing area set up, I will now have infinite of that material from another direction. Okay, back to the quest log here. We need to make Prudentium essence. Prudentium essence is simply taking the infusion crystal, 4 pieces of Infernium, and that makes Prudentium. Right, easily done. We have our infusion crystal. Let's go ahead and make 16 Prudentium. I will definitely be using it. That completes the quest. We claim our loot chest, toss it away, and now we see what we need to do next. We do need to make a Prudentium ingot, which once again is just the Infernium ingot with a little bit of Prudentium essence. That ingot itself is used to make the next tier of watering can, the tinkering table, the next tier of ingot, which is Intermedium, and then the various tools and armor and such. Just kind of repeating yourself as you go. So Infernium and Infernium ingot, 2 Prudentiums, makes a Prudentium ingot. We complete that quest, claim, and move on. Boop. The next thing is going to be the tier 2 crafting seed. These are made with a tier 1 crafting seed and then surrounding that with Prudentium. The tier 2 crafting seeds are used to make a lot more things. We can make the tier 3 crafting seed, obviously, but we can make things like fire seeds, dye seeds, nether seeds, which I think are used to make, netherrack? The nether essence? Yeah, you can make netherrack, you can make nether stone, and you can also make, looks like netherwort here, if you mix in a little bit of nature essence. Very nice. We can also make coal seeds, which will be very nice. Pig seeds, chicken, cow, and sheep seeds. Once again, we're going to be needing the chunks for those, which we'll be getting later. Slime seeds, rubber seeds, silicone, sulfur, aluminum, and copper. Aluminum brass, grains of infinity, and mystic flowers. Those are going to be for the Botania stuff. Marble, limestone, and basalt. And apatite and mineral, which would be good if we start doing a bunch of stuff with mineral. Okay, so the tier 2 crafting seed is simply, once again, surrounding a tier 1 with Prudentium. So we need to make a base seed. We need to then make a tier 1 seed, and then we make a tier 2 crafting seed, just like so. We complete the quest, grab the loot chest, toss that away, and move on. Now, for the tier 2 crafting seed, is there anything that I want to make right now? I mean, coal would not be bad. I am starting to use more coal coke because of the extra power it produces, in addition to needing the creosote oil. The other materials I really don't need right now, so I think, well, I could make a mineral wood seed. Why not? I'm pretty sure I have a bunch of mineral wood. If it's not in here, I should have some over in my tree farm in the deep log storage. Yes, I got some mineral. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So we'll make ourselves a mineral seed, and go from there. Let's see. Tier 2. Fire, don't care about, although it'll be nice to have, like, another easy access to lava. So yeah, let's make the coal seed, and let's see, what does nether clusters take? Oh, 2 netherrack, 2 soul sand. I'm pretty sure I have that. Let's see. 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, we should be able to do that. Boop, boop. And we'll grab 4 coal. Wrong chest. There we go. Boop, 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 boop. All right. So we need 2 more of the tier 3 crafting seeds, which means we need 2 more of the base, 2 more of the tier 1s, and then 2 more of the tier 2s. So, actually we do need to make more Prudentium essence because we are getting somewhat low. There we are. Tier 2 crafting, boop, 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 and boop. We've got our mineral seed, very nice. We've got our coal seed, very nice. And then we'll take our soul sand and netherrack to make 4 nether clusters. And then we can take that. Boop, 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 boop. Perfect. Nether seeds. All right, let's plant these bad boys. Come back to make the tier 3s. The nether seed will be useful for making soul sand, if nothing else, if I need to continue sieving for lots and lots of nether quartz. But I don't really need much else from it at the moment. Again, I'll craft what I am like interested in at the second, and then the rest I'll do later. But I do want to actually go ahead, since I can upgrade the Infernium seed by surrounding it with Prudentium to make a tier 2 Infernium. So yeah, let's definitely do that. I've got 6 Prudentium. Boop, 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 boop. Let's make 8. Take our tier 1 Infernium and make a tier 2 Infernium. Very nice. I will plant that last, just because I want to get it as high as I can during this process. All right. Back over to our better questing log. Our next step is to make Intermedium. Intermedium is once again 4 Prudentium with the infusion crystal. That makes Intermedium. This is where the quantities start getting a little crazy, because, you know, 64 becomes 16 becomes 4. It keeps folding in on itself. So we've got 16 Prudentium. The Prudentium then becomes Intermedium. There we go. Intermedium essence complete. We claim that. We go ahead and put away the loot chest. All right. Next quest, of course, is to make the Intermedium ingots, which is just Prudentium and 2 Intermediums. The Intermedium ingot is made used to make the tinkering table, the watering can, the next tier, which is Superium ingots, and then once again the usuals: the shears, the bow, the sword, the armor, things like that. Stuff that I'll be playing with later on. So we take our single Prudentium and we create an Intermedium. Very nice. That completes the quest. We claim it and move on. Now, this is the whole purpose for us doing this tonight. We need to get the tier 3 crafting seed. that is once again a tier 2 surrounded by intermedium. So we'll go through the process. We'll go ahead and make, let's see, boop, 1, 2, 3, 4, which means we're going to need another 1, 2, 3, 4, because that becomes that. Actually, we need, let's see. There we go. Oops. Place it in the right spot. There we go. All right. Okay. Back to the beginning here. We need to pop open a little prosperity. That's okay. Base crafting seed. Tier 1 crafting seed. Tier 2 crafting seed. And Tier 3 crafting seed. Very nice. That gives us the quest. We complete said quest. Got it. And now we take a look to see what we can make with the Tier 3 crafting seed. Obviously Tier 4 crafting seed. Oh, we can make iron, nether quartz, very useful. Glowstone, which will be useful. And, as you can see, the redstone seeds. The main reason I'm doing this right now. So at the very least, we're going to make glowstone and redstone. We can also make obsidian, skeleton, creeper, and spiders. Once again, those require the chunks, which we'll work on later. Rabbit, guardian, saltpeter, tin, bronze, and silver, lead, graphite, and blitz, basalts, and king slime, ardite, electrical steel, and redstone alloy. Nice. Conductive iron, mana steel, and black quartz, which I have no use for right now. Dark gem, skystone, and Certus quartz. Wouldn't be too bad to get Certus quartz for silicone, although we can make a silicone seed. And quartz enriched iron. Okay. I think at the very least we're going to make the glowstone seed and the redstone seed. Because with something I'll be making today, I'll be able to turn glowstone into redstone. So yeah, I think I'll make these 2 seeds. So we're going to need 2 tier 3 crafting seeds. All right, well, we got 1. Let's go ahead and make more. So boop, boop. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we'll make that. That's going to make 2 intermediums. So we then need to make another. That. For that. And like I said, now you can see where I'm definitely starting to run out of the intermedium very quickly. Let's see. Okay, so we need to make 1 tier 3. Boop, boop, boop. Base 1. Tier 1. Tier 2. Tier 3. Okay. So we need 4 pieces of redstone and 4 pieces of glowstone. We've got plenty of glowstone. And we've got... I don't want to say we have a good amount of glowstone because we really don't, given all of the processors and stuff I need to make. But it'll work for the moment. So, we have ourselves a glowstone seed. Perfect. We now need to make 4 more of the... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There. Okay, that should be good. We have the tier 3 crafting seed. We have the glowstone. Now let's make the redstone seed. There. Beautiful. Okay. Oof. We have The primary seed I was looking for today. Very nice. Go ahead and plant that bad boy. We have redstone and glowstone. Now, if we take a look, like I said, we're already seeing some of these essence plants are growing fully, which is very nice. And we're already starting to get these essences. Oh, we even got some fertilized essence. It's a bone meal that works on the resource crops. Very nice. So yeah, we can do things like with the coal essence, we turn coal essence into coal. Easily done. We turn the wood essence into every type of vanilla wood, in addition to the vanilla saplings if we need. We turn the mineral essence into mineral wood, mineral berries, or the saplings. So with that being the case, once again, we'll be able to use the redstone essence to make redstone, glowstone essence to make glowstone. All right. For the moment, let's go ahead and place the essence down here at the bottom. I don't need it at the moment, but it'll be a good spot to just store it for right now. And we'll put the fertilized essence right there. Okay. Do I have enough of the good stuff to make my Infernium seed a tier 3? I need 8 intermediums, which I don't think I'm going to have enough stuff to do. That's that. No, I do not have enough to make it there. That's all right. I can break apart the Supremium to make the Superium, but again, since I haven't gotten to the point where I can make Supremium, I kind of don't want to break it apart to use it. But what we can do for now is we can plant the Infernium seed that we got. We'll put it, just keeping it a little separate for right now. We can put it right there. And I'm pretty sure pretty much any of the watering cans will work. You don't have to use just the Mystic Agriculture watering can for it. We're going to test that out real quick. Let's grab just the basic watering can. Give that a little sprinkle and see what happens. Yep. Yep, it definitely looks like it is growing a lot faster. Which means some of the other watering cans I have, like the one that I have to repair when it gets low health, that'll probably work even faster because that kind of creates a bit of a bone meal effect. Whereas this one just kind of speeds up the tick rates of these. But that should work for this as well. Yep. Very nice. Yep. That got me some Infernium. Have I gotten my redstone yet? Oh, they got some glowstone essence. And there we go, redstone essence. So 9 redstone essence equals 6 redstone. It is a little bit of a slow way to get it, but again, this is an additional way to do it. With the chickens going, with the sieving going, with the plant going, it'll allow me to get glowstone or redstone that much faster. In addition, 8 glowstone essence becomes 16 glowstone dust. A slow-ish way to do it, but will allow me to get to my eventual goal faster. And then once I set up the garden cloches for these, they'll just run infinitely, and I can just come back and collect the material from them, or the storage area that I'll have the material going into whenever I need it. So it'll just be an additional source of infinite of all these materials. Very, very nice. Very happy to have those. Okay. that part is done. We shall continue onwards. So as I said, the other, I have two methods in mind that I want to use tonight to start to gain additional access to the, did I put the thingy? I did. To gain additional access to redstone. One was Mystic Agriculture. The other is going to be with Botania. Grab those prosperity shards, put the ice essence there. There we go. Have a meaty stew, empty out my inventory, and then show you what I'm doing next. There's that. For now, we'll just put the Mystic Agriculture stuff in the dumpage chest. I don't know if I'm going to be doing enough with it right now to warrant having its own storage chest before I just make the reborn storage, digital storage, and then just toss everything in there. So I don't think I'm going to create another one of these small storage crates just for that. If I do, that's fine, but it's not a big deal. Let's see. Move these here for the moment. Zoop. Zoop. And zoop. There we go. If I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. Again, this is all working towards the reborn storage, so that's fine. But we take a look at Botania here. What we need specifically is going to be the alchemy catalyst. Pretty easy to make. It takes brewing stands, which is blaze rod and cobblestone. We need mana pearls, which we haven't made yet because we didn't have ready access to Enderman previously. It also takes some gold and some living rock. Basically all materials that we already have. So we need 4 living rock and then a little bit of living rock for something else. We're going to need a couple blaze rods. We also need a couple pieces of gold. There we are. An ender pearl. And I don't think I have any cobblestone here at the moment. We'll grab some cobblestone from downstairs. Not a biggie. And because I've been spending so much time compressing the cobblestone to try and get access to the deep dark portal, I really just haven't been keeping any upstairs. But I'll go ahead and uncompress like 2 pieces of compressed cobblestone. That should be more than enough right now. So 2 blaze rods. We have ourselves 2 brewing stands. Put that away. Up we get. And once again, up we get. Head over to the Botania area and put all this together. Alrighty. Here, we do need to take the ender pearl and toss it in to become a mana pearl. Easily done. From there, we craft the alchemy catalyst. Now the alchemy catalyst is going to sit underneath a mana pool because it requires mana to work. Oops. Give me that back. Thank you. Dirt, alchemy catalyst, and then mana pool. Perfect. So yeah, if we take a look at the alchemy catalyst, we can do a bunch of stuff with it. The main thing is to convert the larger plants or the standard size flowers into smaller versions. The smaller versions of the flowers have a smaller effective radius than their full-sized ones. We can also convert rotten flesh into leather. We can cycle through all of the different types of vanilla wood, vanilla logs to get to a different one if we are, for some reason, have an abundance of one, we want an abundance of another. We can cycle through the saplings. But the main thing I'm looking for is, if we take a look right here, we can convert glowstone dust into redstone. Now, we've been sieving a bunch for redstone, and we've been getting things like Certus quartz, which is good because we can crush that into silicone. But we have been also getting a bunch of glowstone in sieving. Normally, I have some use for glowstone, but not a lot, especially right now, considering all the mega torches and feral flare lanterns I use to light up my base. So all of the glowstone that I've been getting from sieving, in addition to getting glowstone from mining in the nether, has just been kind of like, it's been side material. I'm keeping it, but I'm not doing anything with it. Now, I can go ahead and convert all of that glowstone into redstone, and that gives me yet another source of access to redstone. To show this off, we'll go ahead and take our mana tablets. We need to toss that in there, and that will put mana from our tablet into the mana pool. Let's just go grab, and we'll grab a small stack of glowstone dust, convert it, and we'll be good. Let's see, let's go, there we are. Put away that extra piece of cobblestone for the moment. So yeah, every stack of glowstone blocks will be 4 stacks of redstone dust. So it'll add up quite quickly, especially if I'm mining it from the nether. Thank you. My mana tablet is empty, but that's okay. Skip, give me that. Thank you. Wrong thing. So, let's toss it in. And there we go. We now have going from a ton of glowstone dust to a ton of redstone dust. Now, thankfully enough, it doesn't take a lot of mana to convert each piece. And once I have my spark network set up to where it's going to draw mana from all of these mana pools into whichever main pool I need, I'll just be able to run this thing nonstop. And then whenever I need more redstone, come over here and just pour glowstone dust into it. Now, there is some stuff I still need to do with the sparks, with the runic altar and the other catalysts and things like that. I'll be kind of working on that over time. At the moment, my focus really has been, honestly, to just get access to the reborn storage, mainly because once I really start investing in a lot of these other parts of different mods that get me materials, make machines to make more materials, and so on, I really need a space to put them, and the digital storage is going to be the best option. Once I have said digital storage, then I can go absolutely ham on, hey, make all the machines to make all the things, to process all the things. So that is why, I started up a little bit of Botania, set up a Botania thing. I've kind of touched it a little bit here and there, not really done too much, but I will be working on it more as time goes on. But like I said, the main goal for tonight is to give me another way to make redstone easily. So now we have sieving, we have chickens, we have mystic agriculture, and we have Botania. Very nice. Let's see. The next thing that I would like to make for tonight, there is a method that I've been looking to use to make lava faster. Specifically, I want to start integrating lava more into my power generation downstairs with the generators that I currently have and a few generators that I'll be able to make a little later on. I can make them now, just haven't yet. This setup works, honestly, it works really well. It's just a nice passive way of generating lava. It takes 4 pieces of cobblestone to make one bucket of lava. It just keeps working and working. It doesn't take power. But there are some methods, some machines that you can use that, while they require power, makes 1 bucket of lava per block of cobblestone instead of every 4 blocks of cobblestone. And for that, what I'm going to need is the magma crucible. That is right here from Thermal Expansion. Along with the magma crucible, I'm going to need the pyroconnective loop specialization, which increases the lava production speed, but it means that only lava can be produced. That's fine. I don't plan on using this magma crucible to really make anything else. And if I need to, I can always just take the specialization out of it to make whatever else. So to make this, we're going to need some nether brick, machine frame, some hardened glass, copper gears, and a redstone reception coil, which we should be able to make all of that without too much issue. We got some nether brick already from mining. We need the machine frame, which is tin, iron, and regular glass. We've got plenty of regular glass here. We do have plenty of iron, and we're going to need, what, 1 tin gear? It's osmium. Where's my tin? There we go. Boop, 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 boop. All right. Machine frame. We got that. And there we go. We got the machine frame. We need 2 copper gears, so that's going to be 8 copper ore. Where's our copper? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, I could just be making this on the press, but that's quick and fast. It's quick and easy enough. We need the redstone reception coil, which is 2 pieces of redstone and a piece of gold. 1 gold. 2 redstone, easily done. There we go. And last but not least, some hardened glass. So that's going to either be fused quartz or hardened glass. So there's a lot of fused quartz, and you can paint them different colors. Specifically, I want like just the plain fused quartz. Let's see, where's our basic fused quartz? Dark fused quartz. Minus painted. Oh, I can't minus paint it. Oh well. It looks like we might have to make the alloy smelter. Either that or we need the hardened glass. Let's see. Hardened glass. Okay, let's see how to make that. We can use an induction smelter, which we haven't made. Or we can make a piece of pyrotheum dust, lead dust, and then 2 pulverized obsidian. Okay, pyrotheum dust is easy. That's just blaze powder, redstone, and some sulfur, which I should have. Yes, I have a tiny bit of sulfur. I even have some pulverized obsidian. Sure, we'll do it that way. Easily done. We can grind up some lead. We can grab a couple pieces of blaze powder. And we can grab redstone. And we'll just do this. So we've got, which is our base one? Keep forgetting which one is just the, there it is, just hardened glass. We need pyrotheum dust, which we've got. Let's go grind this lead ingots into lead dust, make the hardened glass, and we'll be good. We'll make the alloy smelter probably later on. There's a few things that I would like to make in the alloy smelter, as well as one silly thing. but that'll have to wait a bit. There we go. Hardened glass. So now, magma crucible. We take that, and we have ourselves the magma crucible. Melts items into fluids. Very nice. So if we take a look, it's mostly used for like melting. You can melt some ores into their into a fluid version of their ingots, which I have multiple ways of doing it, so I'm not really going to use that. I can melt pufferfish into poison. Okay, sure. I mean, that, you know, why not? But yeah, with this pyroconnective loop, 1 block of cobblestone becomes 1 bucket of lava. 1 block of netherrack also becomes 1 block of lava. So that's going to be very, very helpful for running all of my lava-based generators. So we do most likely need to make the upgrade for this because we can't put the augment on there. We do also still need to make the pyroconnective loop augment. So let's grab that, head upstairs and craft those few things. Okay, this is from thermal expansion. And we need to make the hardened upgrade kit. Invar, redstone, and a bronze gear, which we should have a little bit of bronze left over. I did make some Invar off camera because I knew we were going to be making needing more. That's niter Invar. Here we go. And we have just enough bronze. I'm going to have to make more bronze. Just enough bronze to make a bronze gear. Hardened upgrade kit. So we put that down. Boop. There we go. And now we can put the augment here. So we need to make the pyro. Yeah, pyrolytic conversion. Oh, no. Sorry, the pyroconnective loop. Excuse me. I already have the pyrolytic conversion. I need the pyroconnective loop. So that's going to be an Invar gear, a redstone conductance coil. Let's see, pyroconnective. Okay, let's go ahead and make that. I already got the redstone. I need a piece of electrum, which I have. We also need the Invar gear, some pistons, which is going to be redstone, cobblestone. Yep, all the good stuff. We'll grab some planks. Grab that piece of cobblestone. Grab that. Back downstairs we go. I need to grab some more cobblestone. That's all right. Yoink. And I have some iron on me already. Okay. Let's go through all the steps. We need 2 pistons. Got it. We need the redstone conductance coil. Got it. We need Invar gear. Got it. And then we need 1 more nether brick. Thankfully enough, like I said, I had a fair amount. I can definitely go get a ton more nether brick. I'm just mining the nether, the nether fortress that's nearby where my portal goes. So that's not an issue. But there we go. Pyroconnective loop. Let's empty the inventory. Boop, boop, boop. Put away the wood planks. We're just going to put this pyrotheum dust here in the dumpage chest for the moment. Actually, I will take this cobblestone and I'm going to yoink the quantum tank there. Let's set this up. There is something I need to make really quickly that I didn't realize that I hadn't made previously. It's for something I had set up and then took down because my power was actually running a little low, but then I realized after I set it up, oh wait, I haven't made this yet. It is the pressurized. It's the mechanism gas pipe. Yeah, the basic pressurized tube. So that is 2 steel and a piece of glass. Cool. Because I realized when I was setting up the whole shebang to be making salts that I have item pipes, I have fluid pipes, I have power pipes, and I have heat pipes. I do not have any gas pipes, and the gas pipe is what's needed to transfer out from the gaseous brine into the next thing. Before I was just doing it all by hand, but now I want to set it up in series, but I need the gas pipe. So that's fine. 2 steel and a piece of glass. I can easily bum a piece of glass from there. I've got plenty of steel. Thank you. But I wanted to make sure I made this on camera because I have not made these yet. Red, blue, and purple alloys. Because as we now have the materials, we've had them for a while. When we make the basic thing, we go ahead and bring it all the way up to the ultimate. Because why not? Here we go. So pump rate of 4,096 millibuckets per tick and capacity of 16,384 millibuckets per tick. This thing can hold quite a lot of gas. But yeah, so now I can use that when I'm setting back up the thermal evaporation chamber to make brine. Okay. Oh, I need a liquid pipe, please. Speaking of the piping, I need a liquid pipe. There we go. 1 fluid pipe, please and thank you. So now what we can do, and I will fully set this up where I want to later. Right now I'm just setting it up as a quick proof of concept. Is I take the magma crucible. Let's place it there. We'll take the specialization, put it right there. Again, it greatly increases the lava production speed, but only lava can be created. We take our pipe. Okay, and this is gaining RF. Good. Put that there. Oh, I didn't have my configurator. Oops. I will eventually move this downstairs onto the machinery floor, but I'm just setting this up as a proof of concept here. Grab my configurator. Meant to grab it before. Sometimes I have it on my inventory, sometimes I don't. It just depends on how much I'm going to need to be, like, moving piping around. All right. And that is burning through power very quickly. Okay, then. It hasn't even started. Let's see. Let's go ahead and take some of this coal coke that I have, and we'll put it in to make power. Oh, my culinary generator is empty. That's fine. Let's give it some meaty stew to chomp on. Let's do some blocks of coal coke into there, and some blocks of coal coke into there. That is going. Okay. And, well, you know, since we've got lava in here, we can go ahead and use this lava to make power. let's take that out. Let's let this thing get to full power and then see how much it takes. I know. I really shouldn't have a bunch of machines here on the generator floor trying to run off of the power that's being generated to fill all the batteries. I'll move them downstairs later. That is still going quite well. Do I have... I believe I do. Yes, that's got some RF in it. I can stick my energetic shears in there as an additional power source for a moment. Just for proof of concept. Boop. There we go. All right. So yeah, that's draining through the power pretty good. But it is creating lava. You can see it right there. Bloop. And that now has 1 bucket of lava in here. Very nice. Go ahead and take that. Thank you. And so let's see. This has over 4 million more. Yeah, try that again. Over 4 million millibuckets of lava. 4341. So this should be 4342. Yep, perfect. So again, it's going to take power to make lava, but it's going to make lava more, probably quicker and more efficiently because it's 1 block for 1 bucket versus this, which is 4 blocks for 1 bucket. This is still nice. And it's, you know, it's been very useful for the length of time it's just been running. But I think I'll probably end up retiring this. I'll keep, of course, the crucible around for other uses. But this setup will probably be retired now that I can use power to make lava. And then I can turn the lava into power. Speaking of, I should have... Yes, I've got the magmatic generator here that I can use to make power as well. So what I'll do is I'll end up just sticking this probably right next to the other generator downstairs. Like so. Plop. And whenever I need a boost in power, stick that there, that there. So now we're going to have lava go into both of these. And I can just place this right there. That will pull out. Perfect. So now I have both of these generators running on lava. So that's creating power. That's creating power. And that's, you know, generating power for the whole system. Eventually, I'll have any other lava-based power generation. I'll essentially have them all connected to a setup like this, to where I have a quantum storage tank absolutely chock full of lava at the top, and then just have it filtering on in. Okay. But I do believe that is going to do it for me tonight. So once again, we now have the ability for using Mystic Agriculture to get access to a bunch of essences, most importantly, the Redstone Essence and the Glowstone Essence. With Botania, we now have the ability to convert Glowstone into Redstone, so that's going to be much less of a bottleneck for us, making all of the processors that we need for reborn storage. We also now have the Magma Crucible to make, using electricity, using power, to make cobblestone a lot faster and somewhat more efficiently. And we also now have a platinum chicken that we can use to make Enderium for next time. But until next time, thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you have a good day and good game.